Money, money, money. People say you need to invest your money, but do you even know what a stock is? Do you know how to read everything on a stock page? I have been an active investor trader in the market for over 10 years, and I'll go over a stock sheet at Yahoo Finance with you. So, if you're relatively new to the market or just need a quick refresher, you can watch the companion video to answer your questions on what is a stock here. Otherwise, let's head over to Yahoo Finance. And here we are on the finance page of Yahoo. Here you can see the company's name, Apple Incorporated. We have their ticker symbol, AAPL, right next to it. We can see that Apple is in the NASDAQ stock market. And we can also see here real time. This means that the market is currently open. And we're using currency US dollars. Here we have Apple's stock price. So this is the stock price. I'm recording this live during the day so that you can see it update as we go, and you can see the price changes as the market goes on. Here we have how much Apple is up today. So it's a great day in the market. This is one of the reasons I wanted to record the video today, is because you can see that the stock price is up $8.39, which is actually 6.2122%. I'm taking this recording as of 1:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and here you can see that the market is open right now. Okay, as we go down to the next thing, you can see here on the chart we have the previous close. It says 139.50. So Apple's closing price was 139.50 when the market closed yesterday. So at the end of the market yesterday, it was at 139.50. Next we have the open. In the open, you can see that the market opened at 138.50. So that means today, when the market opened up, Apple's stock price was 138.50. Next, we have the bid. Okay, so this bid, it doesn't look like it updated because the bid is the buy price. The buy price is how much traders are willing to buy Apple stock for. So traders want to buy Apple stock for 135.03, and there's 1,100 open bids. So people are trying to buy it at this price for 1,100. And the ask is the sell price, like how much people want to sell Apple for. So the sellers want to get 135.49, and there's 800 sellers. Okay, so the difference between these two numbers is the bid ask price. But as you can see, the current Apple price is 143. So this number is not entirely accurate because this number is way under what the current stock price is. Okay, so I don't know if Yahoo doesn't update this throughout the day, or they just have it at open, or they just have it at close or something. I'm not sure exactly why this number isn't updating, but those are what those two numbers mean. And you'll commonly hear the phrase bid-ask spread. Okay, next we have the day's range. So in today's market, Apple has ranged in price from 134.59 to 138.54. So once again, this is not really updated with today's range. So this must be yesterday's range here on the price, because you can see it's just so much lower than that. So it looks like Yahoo may not be updating these numbers live like they do with the stock prices. Okay. Next, you have the 52-week range. So in the last 52 weeks, or the last year roughly, the price has ranged from 129.04 to 182.94. So you can see the total price range of the stock. So right now it's right in about the middle of the range at 143. So Apple's staying about the middle of where it's been at over the last year. Next we have volume. On the volume tab here, you can see that how many shares are being sold back and forth. So the volume here, as you can see, is 55,698,000 shares. So quite a bit of shares have sold back and forth today. However, if we look at our next number, average volume, this is less shares than we normally sell. However, the market's still open, and we haven't finished the day, so we still have several hours. So this number may hit the 87 million average volume throughout the day as it continues on. But right now we're at 55,749,000. So on average, Apple trades 87 million shares a day. So average volume goes over how many shares Apple normally trades. Next, we have a really important number for traders. It's called the market cap. This is short for market capitalization, And it says that the market cap of Apple is $2.146 trillion. So Apple, the company, is worth over $2 trillion. So if you divide the market cap by the share price, you should get how many shares of Apple there actually are. So you can use that number to divide and see how many total shares of Apple there are. And there's millions of shares of Apple. I mean, they're averagely trading 87 million a day. So you can see that there's lots and lots of shares. So if you buy one share of Apple, you are a very, very small shareholder in the company, investor. Next, we have a very important number we haven't talked about yet. It is called beta. Beta, it looks like it's calculated using a 5-year monthly average. Okay? So beta is how much risk or volatility the stock has. Okay? So the key part with beta is any stock under 1 moves less than the market. So it's less risky than the market. Any stock over 1 moves more than the market. So Apple here is 1.25. So it is over 1, which means that the Apple moves more than the stock market moves. Okay? So if the stock market moves 5%, Apple might move 5.5 or 6% because Apple moves a little bit more than the market on average. Now that's not every day, that's on average. So Apple's a little bit more volatile or a little bit more risky than the market. Next, we have the PE ratio. PE ratio means price to earnings ratio. Okay? So this is very important because the earnings is how much money the company makes. Apple is valued with a PE of 22.07. So they're valued 22 times their earnings. Okay? So this is how you calculate the PE, or not how you calculate, this is how you read the PE ratio. Now, investors, PE ratio is very important. Okay? So the higher the PE ratio, the more the company costs per their earnings. Okay? Next, we have EPS, or earnings per share. So, as we mentioned, Apple has millions of shares. So, earnings is how much money they make for every share. Okay? So, earnings per share, EPS. Okay? Next, we have earnings date. So, we mentioned when a company goes IPO, they have to give their earnings to the public. So, the earnings date is when they next give their earnings report. So here Yahoo is saying that the earnings report will be somewhere around January 25th to January 30th next year. Okay? So companies usually release their earnings 4 times a year or quarterly. Okay? Next we have our forward dividend and yield. Okay? So that means in a year, Apple will pay 92 cents dividend per share. So if you own 1 share of Apple, you get 92 cents every year for that share. This equates to a 0.66% per year, which is the yield. So next you can see the yield right here, 0.66%. Okay? So 92 cents per share per year, and it's a 0.66% yield. Now, this dividend is usually paid 4 times a year, once again. So they give dividends quarterly. So you would divide that number, 92 cents, by 4, and that'll give you how much you'll get every quarter for your shares. Okay? Next, we have the ex-dividend date. Okay? The ex-dividend date is November 4th, 2022. So Apple just had an ex-dividend. Now, what that means is if you own the stock before that date, so on November 3rd, if you own a share of Apple, you will get paid the dividend. Okay? So, if you buy Apple on the ex-dividend date or after, you will not get that dividend. So Apple will not pay you the dividend if you own the stock on the ex-dividend date or after. So you need to own the stock before the ex-dividend date. And last, we have a 1-year target. Our 1-year target is an estimated stock price based on the analysts. So every stock has many banks and companies that analyze them and look at them and see where their prices are going, how much money they're going to make, and things like that. And so all the analysts together estimate that Apple will be at 177.61 in 1 year. So the analysts together indicate the stock price will increase. Now, you want to be very careful because the analysts aren't always right. So you need to be really careful with this analyst estimate. But it gives you a rough idea on where Apple will be in the future. And not all analysts are the same. Some analysts are very, very good, and other ones, they might have a history of struggling. Okay, so I hope you guys appreciated that. I wanted to go over all the different things on the stock sheet, and I forgot one thing. So let's finish out with the chart. So this right here is the chart. You can see that it's green. Green indicates that the stock price is going up, and here we have the open of the stock market, 932. You can see the price at open, and then you go through the day and you can see how Apple moves throughout the day. So right now, Apple's on an upward trajectory, and it's staying pretty steady throughout the day. Now, if Apple were to drop, you would see the stock price start going this way. And if it's dropping total for the day, you would see this start turning red. Okay? So here you can see throughout the day as the price changed. Okay? Now, if you want to get the history of Apple, you can go back. Like, let's look at Apple for the entire year. You can see that Apple is red for the year. So it is down for the year. And you can see the prices as they change. So here since, what is this? Since August, Apple has been going pretty much down, 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 down. Okay, with little spikes in between. And you can also see the market never moves in a straight line. It's always up and down, up and down. Okay, so I hope that helps you out if you're a new beginner in stock trading. I wanted to go through all of this so you can see it firsthand and roughly understand it. And I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for listening.